not saying all blokes are useless on the maternity ward, but maybe for some people, this next scene might be familiar.
Moving.
Honey? Oh, James, the baby's in trouble. No, she's okay. She's coming right out. Right.
Well,
Got that.
Honey, everything's good.
You're right there.
Yeah.
Says it?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Interesting.
This bladder.
Okay.
Right.
well, one man who's been on a mission to ensure that kind of thing doesn't happen all too often is male midwife Mark Harris, who has written a guide on birthing for blokes. So welcome to the show. Lovely to meet you. Now, you are a male midwife, but that's not how life started off for you, was it? Because you were a builder by trade.
Well, I worked in the builders merchants.
Yeah.
And for a good, 5 or 6 years.
So why change?
Well, I think it was wanting to connect with people in a sort of like an authentic way, in a caring way. And although building's really important, I kind of felt I wanted to make a difference.
Yes.
Being a bit cheesy.
When you're down the pub, do people try and guess what it is you do for a living?
Yeah, I get loads of pints playing that game. I say I walk into the birth room and the woman says I called the midwife, not security.
Yes.
And I go, I am the midwife. And she goes, security? Yeah.
So they can't guess what it is that you do?
No, I used to do school programmes where I'd go in and do 20 questions, and the highest on the list was butcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh,
so how do the mothers react then when you walk in? I mean, obviously, joking aside.
Yeah, it's completely a joke, because back when I started in '94, there was only 62 of us.
Right.
And I was really keen that a woman had a chance to say no to me before they met me. So a woman would get the option of a man in principle.
Right.
And then I would walk in, make friends, and at the end of that I'd say, look, if you're comfortable with me looking after you, that'd be great. But if not, I won't take it personally.
Yeah. How many babies have you delivered?
Well, the Telegraph said 500, but upwards of that.
Upwards of 500?
And I don't like talking about delivery. I prefer to talk about a woman giving birth.
Of course.
And I'm there.
And how many of those women giving birth have said that they were uncomfortable and no?
Oh, well, I would say enough said no at the point of deciding about whether to have a man or not, to leave me comfortable with the fact that they were getting a choice. And then quite a small number after they met me, because I think being able to develop a rapport with people is really important, and you develop that skill over time.
So, I mean, you're a father of 6 children yourself, so you've been in the labour ward a few times as the bloke who sort of stood there. I mean, we joke about it, and I'm sure there are brilliant dads who are there and they help and it's part of it, but there is this kind of image of the man sort of standing there not really knowing what to do, sort of stumbling through it, and you wanted to try and help those that wanted the help, I guess.
Yeah, I think over the 20 years I've been around birth, men have said to me they felt depowerised, they felt disenfranchised, they felt like a spare part, and some have even said they felt emasculated. And at the point where you're building a foundation for fatherhood, it's not a great foundation for it. And I wanted to, after my wife died, I wanted to it kind of engender life with a bit of passion, and I realised there's nothing like birth to engender that connection to humanity. And so I thought I'll make a distinctive contribution from my maleness to that.
Well, it's interesting because you say guys feel disenfranchised, and I mean, you can be, so dramatic about this, but, guys, it's not your time. It's not all about you this time. And for me, when I was there to the birth of both of my girls, absolutely loved it. It was an incredible thing to be a part of. I mean, it is a wonder, but I felt utterly useless. I got shouted at because I was apparently interviewing the anaesthetist. So why don't you come round this side and stop asking questions, was one of the things. And the other thing was I was given a little tiny spray of mineral water, and so this was just to soothe the moment. And my wife was very good at it. I mean, I was overpowered by how good she was at it. And halfway through I wanted to show that, so I sprayed a little bit of the mineral water on her face, and she said, "What the hell is that?" So there was no, other than being a part of it, there's nothing I could do.
Well, do you know, a woman is responding to a primeval instinct to birth. It's the fruit of our mammalian heritage, and left to herself, birthing occurs. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be here, would we? But men are experiencing that too, that visceral response to connect and to protect. And what the book says is, look, the queen of hormones in a woman is oxytocin. And the key thing you can do as a man, or a same-sex partner for that matter, is make a connection so she knows you're there for her. You're not getting pulled away after the anaesthetist or after the other things. You're there for her.
And now you've said that you think tocophobia, which is the fear of, is it the fear of giving birth, or is it the fear of...
It's the fear of death, generally.
Okay. Yeah. And you said it's on the rise. So why do you think that is?
Well, it's not just tocophobia that's on the rise now. It's primary tocophobia. Now, primary tocophobia is I nearly said irrational, but an automatic response to a fear of birth when you haven't had a baby before.
Right.
Whereas most tocophobia in the past has been women that have had an experience that hasn't been enriching.
Oh,
and now women are reporting being afraid of birth, having never given birth.
Do you think it's programs like One Born Every Minute that because it's edited to be dramatic, that make women fear?
I think we've seen a shift in society structures. So we don't have extended families. We don't have small microcultures where women are hearing birth stories that are enriching and enlivening. And we've got One Born Every Minute, where people are having their first experience of birth, sort of like in a sort of like a detached sense. And I think that's contributing. It's obviously not the only thing, but it's part of a general cultural shift away from the home for birth and towards hospital.
Yeah.
Well, Christy says, Mark was my community midwife when I was pregnant with my second child. He was very friendly, made me feel more at ease than any female midwife I've had. And Sally says, I had my son at Leicester Royal Infirmary in September 1992. His name was Mark, and he was a student midwife. He was fantastic. I think my son was the first baby he helped deliver. It'd be amazing to know if this was him.
Yes!
Was it you?
That would have been
There you go.
How you know? How lovely.
Well, this is the book, Mark Harris, Men, Love and Birth, and really lovely to meet you. Thank
Lovely
you so
to meet
much.
you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Right, still to come this year.